so don't be talking sideways. Salty, they sodium, they jelly, petroleum. Always talking in the background, don't never come to the podium. Chef Cardi B, I'm up. I see you like the again. While you was sleeping on me, I make 40 bands by 4 p.m. Baby, take it. Everything you want, I'm like a walking. I don't understand what this hate is about. How you go your man with my name in your mouth? I do the Maybach on Monday, for rock Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what I say. I say, babe, it's a. He said it's a.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. And it's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. And this will go for 5 up to the 33. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On 2nd down, Cook. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
A give. This is Cook. And he stopped immediately there.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Handoff comes to Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
You got him! You got him! You got him!
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. To throw is Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. A Vikings first down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. 1st and 10 right at the 20. From the red zone now, Cousins. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fights loose. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. Carlson able to put this one through. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Cook following the penalty. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Cousins now on 2nd down. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. To throw, Cousins. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny, we had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator, and what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
Good to see this man running again. Here's Chris Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. Wilson on second down. Rolling to his left. And down he'll go at the 25. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look. 6 DBs.
Cut! 380! Be alert, be alert! Cut! 380!
From the gun, it's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he has paid it off in a big, big way.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And our statistician, Ben Ramsar, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss rolling in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme. Come up with something. Make sure you block him because he's disrupting everything.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
All right, now here we go, oh. We're going, let's go. Yellow. First.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got a 3rd down and a yard to start things out. Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Hey, 382, let's 50.
Cousins now. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and the lead grows to 10-0. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
380. check 50, check 50.
On second down, Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And this is caught on the left side, Jaron Brown. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Zebra. Tempo. Cut. 380.
On second down, here's Wilson. Over the middle, Jaron Brown's got it. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they take possession. Possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. On the ground, it's Cook. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Cousins to throw it. Going deep for Diggs. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. The former first-rounder, Barkevious Mingo. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. Oh, eluding the tackle. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. And some space here. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
3 down. 19.
On 1st down, Wilson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards there for number 15.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Penny, a 1st down carry. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now Wilson looking to throw on 2nd down. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 30. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Cook. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Now they go screen. It's complete. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels. Stepping up, he's going to keep it.
Brings it just past the 15. Able to avoid the initial contact, but not much more there on the play. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a third down.
14. 12.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And all the way up to the 35-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. A gain of 6 there on first. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running 2, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage.
Right, easy. Check 51. Check 51. Get him, boys. Get him, boys. Gun.
Wilson now to throw on 2nd down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Brandon Marshall, he had it and lost it. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Here's Wilson to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is caught, and the fake will work. He's going to have a first down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down.
Let's go, 14. Right, 380. Watch left, watch left, watch left. Stop right there.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now a play fake here on first down. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Marshall. And he is out of bounds. Right around the 10-yard line. Sebastian Janikowski to try the Seahawks field goal. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And now out comes Minnesota. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 43 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Green 80! Gun. 14, find it.
So that'll back him up 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
To throw on second down, Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. From the shotgun, Wilson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw, and that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. And Janikowski bangs it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Here's Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing is Cousins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Seahawks will take over at their own 20. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too clean.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. T.J. Green with a pick. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And some room to maneuver. Latavius Murray. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, his third touchdown now on the year. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. Carlson now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Eric Kendricks leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
315.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
95.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Jaron Brown, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They start the drive with Cook. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now Cook, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Nazaire Jones there on the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And now he'll tuck it and run. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Buying time to his left. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Kirk Cousins, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. A little juke. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
14, run it. Punch left.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jerron Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Janikowski good with the extra point. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. To kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after him right here. I want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football. You've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Play action now. Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead. You've got to protect it. And he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now it's Wilson. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Shotgun. Short. Move 15. 19.
Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down. And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Frank Clark in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to air one out. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 16.
14. Gun.
Now Wilson. And he hits on the slant route to Marshall. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
95.
Here's a give to Penny. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Wilson. Wide open receiver, complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. Janikowski adds the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Out to kick is Janikowski. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense. Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down. Cousins to throw it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth. All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition. Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful. Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. He'll get it up the middle. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden. Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman? It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. He'll look to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ed Dixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense? All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses. Oh, it really has, especially as of late. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Now a run with Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs in the final minute. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
To find out.
Come on, in now, come on, tempo.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to throw. His throw incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
to throw. Over the middle, and it's caught. Brandon Marshall. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Minnesota, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
hoping I ain't lose.